Hello everybody. I have got to center myself better so that you can see my very puffy, tired looking face. Okay, so I was listening to Michael Singer again, as I do. And one of the things he was talking about just now was the idea of taking your lower self and putting it out there as an experiment for the world and let it eat it. Let the world eat your lower self, which I thought was a pretty interesting concept and a kind of cool. And also I kind of think that I'm in a way doing that right now through these videos. I am putting a lot out there. A lot of my lower self is going out there. And maybe Facebook will eat my lower self, my psyche, so that I'm chopping celery for tuna fish. But maybe that's what's happening for me with these videos. And that's great for everyone involved because, the point of these videos, of course, is to help anybody out there who needs it. So putting up this example, as I do, of someone working on themselves and finding better ways to react to the world and proact, I think I'm going to start including as well. I've been thinking about it as oh, these pens are falling down. I've been thinking about it up until like the other day as like learning to deal with my emotions and thoughts differently in a reactive way. And then I kind of realized yesterday or the day before that it can't just be reactive, it has to be proactive, right? You have to kind of get out in front of these things. So what I think I'm doing, in my opinion, I am, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting my lower self out to the world on display, and hopefully it will get eaten up. And it's tough. I mean, it's not easy, guys, but I think it's worth it because I want you guys to be able to do the same. And because it feels better. I mean, it's tough. Like this whole like talking about like everything thing, like my deepest, most innermost thoughts and feelings with you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like we're close, but it's it's a little. It can be intimidating. And it was encouraging for me to hear Michael Singer say this, because it's like, okay, well, that's another reason that I can be doing this. Because I mean, honestly, not just for you guys, but for me, it helps me process. I'm an external processor, and if I am not obligated, but if I have given my word or am, what's the word? Engaged in helping you in this manner, or helping people in this manner, I am responsible to it, and at least until now, and it's still going to be for a while longer, I think. But that's more of a motivation for me to actually do the work than just doing it for myself. I wouldn't, if I weren't doing this on video, I wouldn't be doing it at all. So, it is for me in that sense. But I want to offer this to you guys, and I hope that you've found, if you've been watching it all the past year or so, you found some of it, year and a half now? I don't know. You found some of it useful. And what else? I have been kind of looking at energies more. I mentioned this already a couple of times, but I'm dealing with a lot of these weird energies that are in my body, and my belief is that they're samskaras. They're like, or something left by the samskaras. They're the, you know, Michael Singer talks about how when we focus on something, we, you know, like an event, a memory, we hold it there, and that's it. What it really wants to do is pass through our body, for come in and go out. But we focus on it because we didn't like it, or we liked it and we want it to stay. And neither one of those things are healthy. So, but that's, we all do it, right? We all do that. We all hold on to things that, you know, hurt us or we want more of, usually hurt. And that's a problem. And when you do that, you're holding, and it's in your spiritual body or whatever this thing is. And my lips are really chapped. Yeah, you hold them there, and they're these blocked energies, and then what they do is they kind of, not necessarily a circle, but they circulate around that area, and they block a lot of energy. And I mean, I'm honestly, like, I know it sounds insane, but it's the truth. Like, there are actually physically energies there that I am experiencing. As I lose them, I feel them going out of my body, and it's weird. It's weird. I would not have believed me if I were you. So you have your choice. You can believe me or not, but it's what's happening. And today I was able to let go of a lot of stuff in my hips, which is great because that's, you know, first and second chakra, which is where a lot of the issues are. And it just feels there's so much more space. You can't see me, I'm like moving around a little bit. There's so much more space in there now, and it feels really good. And but it just feels like kind of like it's never ending. Like, I know it will. I mean, there will always be things to let go of, but like the big things that I feel are taking up space. It's interesting. It's a very interesting experience, guys. Like, when I focus on it, I can get these energies to leave. Like this morning when I woke up at like 2:30 and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I was like focusing on these energies in my hands and my arms, and releasing them. And it took a while. These things take a long time. That's way too much. I don't really like mayonnaise, guys. Only in tuna fish. And like when I got done, I did my fingers, the backs of my hand, my palms, my wrists, where I've held a lot of trauma, all the way up, my elbows, up to my shoulder, and in my left hand and my left arm, and I cleared it, and it was so different from the rest of my body. Like, I can still feel it a little. I mean, things have crept back in there, as they do, but wow, like it feels completely different. It feels like it feels like there's space. And I didn't even know that there wasn't, you know, until you feel it, you don't know that there wasn't space there, but there is now, and I am moving to get more of it. So that's that. I also have been doing some, I got a couple of new tarot decks because I could. Let's just be honest, because I could. Probably not the what's the word? The wisest. Well, you know what? I don't believe that. Financially, probably not the best move. Didn't cost that much. But they are very useful, and I've been doing a couple of readings on myself, and it's all pointing to basically it's been tough And now's the time to stop being emotional and really take action. So I'm making some sandwiches. Let's see. And getting rid of energies. So, not very close, whatever. So, that, and then also there's this blossoming of love thing. And when I continue to do this, like look at my cards and everything like that, what it's basically saying is that I have to learn to love myself in order to move on. And that's what all this energy that's in my body that's still there is about. These false views that I have of myself in my self-loathing, which, you know, is a thing. And I'm gonna have some tuna melts because I like tuna melts. So what was I gonna say? I do like tuna melts. I was gonna say, so I have to get rid of these false views of myself and learn to really love myself, to get rid of these energies in my body that are taking up space and keeping me from God. Honestly, they block my energy from my energy, not their energy. They block my energy from flowing with God. So gotta get rid of those. And then also, I think, so one of the things the cards are saying is like there's this burgeoning love. And I have been thinking a lot about that lately. Again, not that, I am in no way, shape, or form in a situation where I am going to become romantically involved with anybody. It's just not in the cards right now. It would not be a good idea. And I don't want to. But, and, you know, you think about it every once in a while, you're like, huh. And I've just had a spell of thinking about it. And the cards have shown that there's going to be there's already love that started, it's like burgeoning, and it's going to be amazing. And I think what it's talking about is my self-love. Like I'm on the precipice of like really just letting go of all these energies and these blocks, you know what I mean? The emotional blocks, getting rid of them and just really truly having like a love affair with myself, which is exciting, right? I mean, it feels a little bit like I shouldn't, because I feel like you're not supposed to feel good about yourself, but you know, so I'm told that you should, and I want to give it a go. So there's that. And then I asked about like if there was going to be romance in the future, and the cards were like, don't go give in to temptation. It was basically like no, don't. if you see the opportunity, run the other way, is what it said. So I'm down. I wasn't planning on it anyway. And I think that it's gonna be good. I have to learn to know and love myself and take care. That's another thing. I was listening to the 5 love languages. Oh, it's stale now. Let's put that in the freezer. Woo. So I was listening to the 5 love languages, the book, the other day, yesterday I think, and it was talking about, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the book. It talks about how people have different love languages, right? So I feel loved when someone, so there's like, I think they're like, there's acts of service, affirming words, physical touch, presence, and I'm sure I'll think of the other one, but quality time. So someone whose love language, I'm just gonna have to take my hair down because these things are ridiculous. Someone whose love language is like affirming words, what might have difficulty in a relationship with someone whose love primary, and they're primary, and you can learn them differently. You know what I mean? Like we all have different ones, and it's not just one, but your primary love language. You have one primary, which I haven't figured out for me yet, but I think it's because I'm special. And I have 2 or 3 or 5. But if someone who is in a relationship, if someone whose primary love language is words of affirmation, is in a relationship with someone whose primary love language is acts of service, and the person with acts of service never says the words of affirmation that this person wants to hear, and that person who wants to hear them is never really doing the acts of service that the other one would feel loved by. Like there's a problem. But when you learn each other's love language, you can show each other love in the way that the other person understands and can feel, which is aces to me. And I think one of my primary love languages is acts of service. Like affirming words are really nice. Presents, fantastic. Sign me up. But feeling loved for me is in acts of service and quality time. Those are my 2 things, I think. And then, yeah. So I was thinking about that in terms of my relationship. My relationship with myself, right? Like if I want to love myself, I have to show myself that I love myself. These things. And because the book's also talking about how love is a choice. You know what I mean? Like, because we all we fall in love, and then you're all excited and stuff like that, but then that eventually wears off, and a lot of people feel like they don't love their spouse or whatever. But you can make the choice to continue to love them. You can. I mean, so long as no one's done anything bad. But I don't know anything bad, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway, the point is, the conclusion I came to is that in order to choose to love myself, I have to do things for myself, and that will show myself that I love myself, if that makes any sense. So that's the plan. But also, the tarot cards were saying that it's like action taking. Like, act now. Hey. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you. And just remember that you can always choose to have a grateful day.